So yeah, oh yeah, do the thing.
Welcome to the Anispective cast, where we say, hey, if you're a kid and you want to fight the Yakuza, yeah, that seems like something that'd be fun to do.
uh, so yeah, there's not much to this episode until like halfway through. A lot of the beginning of it is just establishing that the gym teacher really loves to make people run laps.
Welcome to the Anispective cast, where we do not like running laps.
I don't. I really don't. Um,
Did you
and yeah,
have a bad story of someone, in school making you, run laps and you were just ah, fuck, I'm dead?
no.
I remember there was one time they made us run the mile or whatever. And it was obviously it's that's a good distance. And if you're not used to running and you don't have any water or anything, that fucking sucks. And it did make me want to get healthy. It just made me want to never run again.
Yeah, are you talking about like when they do like the track and field day thing or
I
whatever,
forget what it was. It might have been. I don't know. It was something.
where it's like everybody goes outside and they have everybody run a lap or whatever. See how fit everybody is.
Yeah, I remember there was specifically no, you have to run a mile. You have to run a specific amount of loops around the track that equals a mile. And by the end, I was literally dying. I was like, oh god, I can't eat. What the fuck is wrong with these people?
Yeah, yeah, that sounds like me.
Yeah. I would be surprised if nobody ever got trust issues or anything after that. Because holy crap.
I mean, for a small amount of time, I was in like track and field or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, I wasn't particularly good at it, but
Okay, yeah.
I think I mostly did like the shot put, which didn't involve running.
Yeah, that's the one where it's okay, yeah, just throw something heavy. I can do that. Sure, why not? It won't
Yeah,
go very far, but that's doable.
yeah, I tried.
Yeah, I'd go my best.
But yeah, gym teacher here. I cannot remember for the life of me what his Japanese name is. I might just call him.
I'm just gonna call him the gym teacher.
Yeah, I think the dub calls him like Coach Mountain or something.
Yeah, huh. But yeah, he is a very strict to
Yeah,
no Medabots policy, because you see, he has a dream. He is a very glorious, beautiful dream that one day he is going to burn all his life savings to buy a plot of land, and then also buy a Medabot, and then beat someone in a fight so he can buy the plot of land, and then use all the money he has left to build a park for all these poor kids that live in the Black Light District. Or the Red Light District? Yeah, the Red Light District.
no, yeah. It's just where a bunch of bars and like
And
adult.
it's where all the kids go. They're orphans or something.
Yeah, it's not a great neighborhood. Also, his name is uh Otokoyama, which apparently can be translated as Manly Mountain.
Yeah, okay. I'll write that down
Otokoyama.
so I don't forget on this Rin lost record thing. Which will probably totally never actually come in handy, because I doubt we're gonna see this guy actually do a meta battle ever again. Might just be me, his robot did not seem that good.
It might be fun. It might be fun to see a tally at the end of the series.
Yeah. Freaking
Um
Digmole.
but yeah,
Yikes.
they catch him like behind the school having his Medabot who they didn't know even existed, like punching, like just punching. I guess the idea is that he's training, maybe.
Yeah, they see him like training his rod, and he's like, talking with shady men, and they see him like walking around with suspiciously large sums of money. And it's like, oh, is he doing like jobs for the Yakuza? And it's like, well, he's kind of involved. Kind of.
Yeah. So, Tokoyama wants to buy a park for the kids who don't have anywhere to play.
Yeah.
And it's like before he could do it, some Yakuza dude showed up and wanted to buy the land also. I want to point out they don't seem like they could have painted them as like blatantly bad guys. Like
yeah.
I don't know, they just wanted to buy the land. Who knows for what reason, but
I'd believe it's like a Yakuza land growth thing, because like you played Yakuza 0, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have like a whole thought. It's like, oh yeah, the real estate of the empty lot, and yeah, they have a whole thing where it's like, controlling it and leasing it and stuff like that.
Yeah, but like they beat Otokoyama in a row battle very easily, and then they could have just been like, okay, we won, we're gonna take the land and whatever. Then Ikki challenges him, and he's like, you know what? That's fine. I want a good challenge.
He's like, so far there's a lot of cool Medabots. Digimon, nah, that one's pretty lame. Yeah, that was nothing. We gotta like warm up a bit more. Yeah, this doesn't feel earned enough. I need to take out my frustrations on a literal child and his toy.
Well, it's like, and like, I don't know, unless I'm just not remembered correctly, he doesn't like, they don't get mad and like attack them or whatever or anything. It's just like, oh, we lost.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Oh, well, nothing I can really do about it. The kid's got a robot with guns.
Yeah.
I do like the little detail that because they're just Yakuza, they have like a gold meta watch.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. But yeah, the big thing of this episode's like, oh, we have to suspect the teacher, and they keep like messing up and get in trouble, and it keeps making them run labs in like weird and goofy ways.
Yeah.
It's a bit where it's like, Ikki accidentally like trips him, and he's like falling towards Kikuhime. And like she freaks out and just lifts up her desk and like nails him in the face because like he's like falling at her.
Yeah, it looks like it's about to do the thing where like a character trips and falls towards another one and they're gonna accidentally kiss or something.
Yeah, and you know what? Good for her.
Yeah, I feel like that's what Kikuhime thinks is going to happen, and that's why she like throws up the desk to like make him crash into it.
Just one of the students tripped him, and the other one shoved his face into a sheet of solid metal as he's falling. That wasn't an accident. That was a murder attempt. I could kill someone.
It was kind of frustrating because for a while I was like, man, this guy sucks. Because it's like all these things are happening because they keep getting progressively more and more tired because they keep because he keeps friggin' making them run laps.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not going to get better because you keep pushing them to do all this crap.
No, it's fine. He's a good guy, but he's also a hard ass who will still be a dick and make them run laps.
Yeah. Yeah, he makes them run like 500 plus laps for being out in like the shady part of town. But like, yeah, he tells the story about how he wanted to get the land for the orphans or whatever, or the kids. And it's like he bought the land. It's like I spent all my money on buying the park, but because of that, I could only afford cheap Medabot parts, and I had to skip meals or whatever. Like the subtitle says, in the end, I fainted from hunger.
Yeah.
Like this dude was forsaking meals for these kids. And like it cuts to Erica and she's like, what a cliche, cheesy like backstory. And then it's like, don't you think Ikki and Medabots are both crying? Like
those
like
poor
crazy. It's
kids.
like, yeah, those poor kids. And it's like, all right, we gotta fight him. Metabee's like, yeah, if I had blood right now, it'd be boiling or whatever.
I love the line the dub adds, which maybe I will check out the dub more, may not. I'll see how I feel bad. But he's like,
it's a shame because I love Medabee, the voice actor for Medabee. I love his performance.
yeah, Dub's like, he's like on the ground. He's like, no, I need to make a park with a pink elephant slide and horses with springs on them. It's like, we'll get you a tire swing from a big old tractor tire.
Yeah, he does mention the pink slide in the dub. He's like, oh, I was going to build a pink slide with a white swing or something.
Oh, man. I just love that they one-up the goofiness for once.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with how silly this series is.
Oh, yeah, this is great. Can we just talk about the kids going to the red light district?
See, I don't think that's what it is. It's just where all the bars are.
Cause like there's bars and stuff, and like freaking Kikuhime just looks over and she's like, oh no, mommy said not to go to this part of town, and everyone's like, what, mommy?
Yeah, it's pretty funny when she like breaks her like tough girl facade and says something like that.
Yeah, they're just walking around and they have 3 obstacles they need to go past. The first is like, there's clearly a man in drag who is, I have no idea what they're like trying to say the implication is. In the dub they say, hey, you can't get in here without your ID. In the sub they seem to be like, hey kids, you want to spend a good time or something? And I don't know what to take from that.
Yeah, it's just yikes. I think the whole, I think it's just the original is just like, yeah, it wouldn't be funny if the kids had to deal with this kind of place.
Oh, jeez. So they may or may not have run into a transgender strip club. Then obstacle 2 is... It's like, alright, number
Drunks.
1, kinda yikes, but you know what, not really any danger. Obstacle 2, drunken, like, office workers.
Yeah,
who
invite the kids to go sing karaoke with them. Which I don't, and then one of them is like, wait, that's illegal. And it's like, okay, I don't like the implications of it after that.
Oh, yeah. Some implications, but you know what? Until you have like, yeah, no, this don't seem that dangerous either, actually. It's like, I don't know, maybe they're so drunk that it's like, you just hang out, you just sing some songs, you know, whatever, no big deal. Option 3, challenge 3. So Lucky, they have to answer a riddle.
What?
Because in the dub, the guy says, you cannot pass until you answer my riddle. You're on train to park from Osaka heading east at 45 miles an hour. 20 minutes later, another train departs heading west at 35 miles an hour. If there's a 22 mile an hour wind blowing from the northeast, what are the odds of me leaving?
It does. I mean, the weirdness of the question does still kind of get across that he's just like a belligerent, like disgruntled drunk.
The dub was very adamant about like, because this is a homeless man, seemingly. I don't know, maybe not homeless. This is a man who is like fired from his job, and he's just on the street with a tin can, just like muttering in a depressed like fervor about how he just started losing money and got fired. And the dub looked at that, and they're like, nope. We're not doing that one. Oh, man. Holy crap. This episode goes hard.
Yeah. And they do run across one more guy, and it's just a guy who's probably actually concerned for their well-being, who yells at them for being here. It's like, what are you kids doing here? Go home.
For what it's worth, they don't actually seem to be in that much danger. Unless, like, until the fourth guy shows up and starts screaming, it's like, alright, maybe he will have got violent. Other than that, no, it seems like they're pretty fine.
Yeah. Well, he's just like, what are you kids doing here? Get out of here. And then there's like, yep, we're leaving.
They just run back the way they came. Oh no, depressed real life nihilism. Run from the capitalism, Ikki. Jeez. But yeah, they somehow get separated, which is probably for the best, honestly. Since I would imagine if Kikuhime, I'm gonna read that off every time because it's hard to remember. I'm gonna imagine if Kikuhime saw the Yakuza guy, she would have immediately tried to join the Yakuza, and we can't have that. We have to have her draw the line somewhere. But yeah, so we learned that, like, freaking Yakuza man is a freaking Medabot. There's an ELF type.
Yeah, which, of course, stands for elephant.
Yes, and could not be mistaken for any other word ever. Jeez, freaking Megafin, which is, I'm gonna be honest, maybe low-key a little racist. Because it's like, I'm looking at the shields and it's like, yeah, maybe a bit. Maybe when they thought of elephants and they thought of Africa, this might not have been the best thing to, like, bring forward immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, I'd still say it's a cool design. Like, yeah, shields aside, you know?
Yeah, it's primarily a defensive Medabot, but it has like a flail in its trunk for a trunk,
the trunk is a flail and it's running on treads, but the front of the treads have little, like, elephant feet. It's like, alright, yeah, that's neat. Yeah, that's creative. It's like the trunk is like the chain weapon. It's like, okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah, and it's Medabots starts shooting, and it's like, yeah, he's got 2 shields. He's gonna block most of that, if not all of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this thing is, like, extremely, like, this is a problem. This thing is a real problem. Yeah, also, so I like that, like... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I like that, like, of course, every time something takes damage, you see their little, like, Medabot, like, stat screen where you see the parts being injured or whatever. And it's like, for whatever reason, the, like, bomb parts are like Asahiko or something, or Asahiko. And it's like, it probably translates to something. I don't know enough Japanese to know what it is. But it's like, the English dub looked at that, and they saw the word ass. And they're like, we gotta change this. So instead, the freaking Megafin's leg parts are the iron ball.
Ah, I see.
I don't know why they changed it to iron ball of all things, and not like treads or something.
I mean, I thought it was weird that its head part is called Trampler.
Yeah.
It's like, shouldn't that be the name of the tank treads?
It should, but I guess Trample is just the name of the attack with the flail. And we, like, see Mabi's stats. And of course, the dub is not okay with calling any of his guns guns.
I'm surprised that apparently the dub mentioned Japan.
Yeah.
You said that the guy had a riddle about, like, a train leaving Osaka or something.
Yeah, it's very surprising. But it's like
90s. 90s anime where no kids anime
Yeah.
was referencing Japan.
It's so
Except for like Digimon.
weird. It's so weird that they just threw that out there. Maybe it's like the excuses that it's like, all right, well, this doesn't mean they're in Japan. You know, maybe it's about like just about Japan, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, we see the freaking dumb parts for Metabee, and they are the head is the main servo, left arm is a heat sink. I don't know what that implies. Right arm is called the generator. No, wait, right arm's the heatsink, left arm is the generator. So yeah, the two guns, that's a generator. And his legs are confusingly called reserves. So,
Yeah.
I don't know, if you didn't make any sense of that, you're smarter than I am.
Well, I think what it is they weren't assigning it to body parts like it's supposed to. I think they were just like, okay,
Yeah.
here are the parts inside Metabee, and when he takes damage, oh, his generator got damaged or whatever.
Yeah, they needed a second way to say guns, and they could not think of a way, so they just named a bunch of generic robot things, and they're like, oh, it's the heat sink, this is the servo, you know, this is the CPU, or you know what, that's the vent. They damaged his vent. That sounds about right.
I mean, they always could have just listed it as left arm, right arm, legs, head.
Yeah, they could have. Maybe call it like, you know, I don't know, like the freaking like, because I'm trying to think, because they don't want to call it like missiles, call it like, you know, the blasters, right cannon, you know,
Horns.
left shooter. Yeah, horns, blaster, cannon, and then like whatever the crap you call the legs.
Just call them legs.
Yeah. Because I forget, I think like the Japanese one is like, it's something. It's like some name for like, it's like a specific word. I don't know what it translates into. So, yeah, horns, blaster, cannon, mobility, or something. That works. That works good enough. But yeah, finds Megafint. And this thing's a problem because, like, yeah, his shields, it can just block attacks. It's really defensive.
Yeah. And Metabee is just like, don't just stand there, like give me like instructions or whatever. And it's like, flank around and shoot him in the treads, which isn't a bad idea. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
he just moves the shield.
I love that they're like, you know, it's very low stakes. It's very like low power level, right? Like these aren't like, you know, big crazy fights. These like they're very small scale grounded battles so far with a lot of like problem solving just off the cuff.
Yeah.
So it's
And
like,
it's like,
yeah,
oh,
you know, stop it from moving so we can get behind it.
yeah, it's like, oh, the
yeah.
ground is like sand or gravel or something, so Metabee isn't able to move around as well as the Medabot with tank treads.
Yeah, makes sense. So it's like, what we have to do is he's like, hey, alright, so that worked, we couldn't like shoot the treads because its shields are like very mobile and it just blocked the shots. Metabee, what you need to do is run over that hill onto the other side so that when he ramps over it and like does a sick jump off the top, you can shoot from below and just nail him in the butt.
Yeah, because he can't guard, like he can't extend his shields under him to guard, and so
Yeah.
it's just free and open to shoot in the treads.
Yeah, it's a very cool, very logical solution.
Yeah.
I like that so far there's a lot of them using the environment for his stuff. Sorry, what are you saying?
I don't know if we're going to see it constantly or if Ikki's going to occasionally do like stupid strategies or something, but right now he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, I have to imagine we'll keep seeing strategies, but we'll get the dumber ones as we go.
Yeah, he'll probably just like, I just imagine that eventually he'll make a dumb decision.
I have to imagine we're getting to the point of like, oh, Metabee, this guy's shooting fire at you, run directly through the flames, taking loads of damage, and then punch them out hard enough that you just barely win before the fire gets you.
Yeah, he just loses.
Yeah.
Here's the problem, though. Because the stakes are losing apart, if you lose a battle, it's like if Ikki loses, it's not going to happen too often.
I was thinking the opposite, actually, because, alright, hear me out. We're getting spare parts. Ikki could lose a battle, Mebi could lose an arm, and they could use a replacement part and just, like, be like, hey, I demand a rematch, right?
Hey, guess what? That might be a plot of an episode.
Yeah, I can definitely see it happening. It seems very well built for it.
I'm pretty sure they do it at least once, but what I'm saying is like that can't like unless they just do that all the time. Like
Yeah.
Medabots probably not gonna lose too many fights.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, this guy's the Ash Ketchum of this world. He can't lose.
Except for when he can.
Except for when he can, but he's not gonna be losing. Well, I was gonna say he's not gonna be losing everything, but Nash actually does lose a lot of championships.
Oh yeah. Well, he only ever won one, and when he won it, he retired.
Damn it, Ash. Oh well.
No, I forgot.
So good episode.
Yeah, I forgot because it's completely unrelated to anything. But I just thought of like the shot of Rokusho in the opening, and it's just like he wears like a tattered cape for like no reason. Like, why would he need to wear it other than to look cool?
Yeah, literally just to. Oh god, so it just clicked for me because like that just reminds me. There's like a Sean like Kill the Kill. Remember when she like goes through the whole thing with Sengetsu or whatever the uniform's name is, where she has to like go around with like the cloak for a bit, and she is the Towered Cloak.
I think it sounds familiar.
Yeah, because there's like one of the animation guys worked on that too. So do you think they're like, they just really like the Towered Cloak thing and they just brought it back?
I mean, I think it's just there because it's a cool anime trope. It's like the tattered
cool
cloak
anime trope.
Yeah, the tattered cloak thing is cool, and then put it on like a beetle themed robot, and it's like, yeah. He doesn't. Why would he ever need a cloak? But yeah,
it really is cool. Yeah, let me just glance through real quick. Medabots FLCL. Kiamere for Full Metal Alchemist episodes 4 and 22. Okay, sure. Okay, yeah, no. I was thinking, like, did one of these guys work on Mega Man Battle Network? Because that also has, like, a thing where Bass just comes back, and he just also has the cool tattered cloak for no reason.
Sick.
Even though he's, like, literally a computer program, so it makes even less sense for him.
From what I understand, at some point the Gundam does it too.
Yeah, the Gundam Exia does it, and it's really cool, even though it's even goofier, because it's like an entire mecha.
Yeah, so like the amount of cloth to do that would be astronomical.
Yeah, because it's like there's a point where the Exia gets wrecked and it like loses an arm and gets fucked up. So it just wears a big tattered cloak around it so it can like hide the fact that it's like missing an arm. We just gotta like hide the damaged sides so they don't know that's our weak point.
Yeah, but I bet it looks really cool.
It looks real. Listen, man, it looks cool enough. They made a perfect grade of that shit. Of just the busted Exia. Yeah. That's
Sick.
like extra. You have to buy perfect grade Exia and then buy that kit and then put the cloak on your own Exia and rip off its own arm for that. And it's like absurdly expensive because it's a perfect grade. That shit was so cool and they knew it so hard.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me if there was like some robot in like, G Gundam that does it too. Which we should totally do at some point just for the sake of it.
Okay. Yeah, but only if we watch the dub.
You know what? Fair enough.
I have wanted to watch G Gundam all the way through, but I only wanted to like I grew up watching bits and pieces of the dub on Toonami, and that's what I remember. And it's like I want to watch
Yeah.
the silly version.
I may watch the sub as well in the background, just so I know. Because it's
Okay.
like, yeah, I want to know if there's some weird, insane bullcrap that happens, or if they have something that's like explained bar or something. And, like, yeah. But dub all the way, absolutely.
Okay. But yeah, good
Good
episodes.
episode.
I really I'm as of right now, I'm glad we decided to do this.
Yeah, oh yeah, me too. I'm glad I got to watch a little kid with a robot armed with guns take on the Yakuza.
Heck yeah.
See you guys around.
Yep. Later.